What is one thing you have learned in the last month that's worth sharing right now?
About relationships?
About relationships, about health, about spirituality, anything.
Okay. Well, about health, one thing that I've personally learned and experienced in the last month is that sometimes, because I've written a lot about triggers in relationships and communication, but one thing I haven't really included fully in my book is that sometimes we forget that people are fragile, and we can be very fragile ourselves. Like we all can be fragile, and we can react from a tender, hurt, wounded space where we're not healed, and it's very tender. Our inner child is still hurting from past abuse, neglect, or abandonment. And sometimes the more delicate we are on the inside, harder we can react on the outside as a self-defense mechanism or a survival pattern or mechanism, such as fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or else just being defensive or critical or ignoring and stonewalling. There's various ways we can go about business, but on the outside it looks terrible and it's easy to be judged or condemn the person, or we can be condemned if it's us. But on the inside, it's weirder when the person's hurting more. It's almost like the harsher the reaction, the more hurting somebody is, more tender and vulnerable or delicate. So that's one thing I've learned in the last month or so. And what I'd say is the solution or the remedy to this is to just try and remember this. If you're the one who's most vulnerable and tender or delicate, sort of delicate in a way, in the process of healing. And there's nothing weak about this. We all have to go through the stages of development and healing. There's stages to it. Even grief has stages. Everything has stages, and no one path is the same for everyone. It doesn't look the same for everybody. So therefore, what I'd recommend is compassion, grace, and understanding, and remembering what I just mentioned: the delicacy and the tenderness of people, so we can have more compassion and trying not to be too harsh on our own reactions. And acknowledge our own reactions if we're reacting to somebody or if someone's reacting to us. Just try and see both aspects of two people interplaying with each other, where we take account or accountability and self-awareness of both reactions and where both people may be coming from a hurt space. Not to be too judgmental for either person. And then we can re-bridge and rebuild, or sometimes make a boundary depending on the situation, because no two situations or relationships are the same either. But we can do so more from awareness and compassion and understanding, instead of blame, harshness, and sort of criticism, where we think we're the innocent victim and they're the devil or the really bad person. So it's so easy to fall into that mode. But with this, what I mentioned here in this clip, you can go deeper and beyond the surface level way people communicate and interact with each other, where there's just nothing but wild mayhem and fights, war and disconnections, and a tremendous amount of hurt. So this will help you to fix this or to deal with this in the most best way possible, given the exact unique individual circumstance that you may be facing. Hope the video helped. Owen Fox here, and feel welcome to grab my free book or check out my free community, as well as my new book, Held and Free, a soulful guide to healing, sacred love and emotional maturity. It's a hugely powerful, life-changing book. So, that's that. Lovely view, eh? So this is Kintamani Mountain, or I don't know the name of the mountain actually, but it's Kintamani here in beautiful Bali. Lovely scenery. So I thought I'd make a video here. My friend Jake.